Tibet is one of the beautiful places situated on the highest place on earth, and it is also known as the Tibet Autonomous Region. So today we're gonna talk about so many things which you haven't seen in the internet, because basically what you see in the internet is tall building and good roads, but I'm gonna show you the back part of the town, how people are living there. So their basic life, their traditional culture, how they are surviving, how they are trying to adjust to the back of the town. I'm gonna talk about that, to be honest. And today here in the video, two of my friends, they are showing the countryside, and they are showing how people are actually adjusting, actually are making their way to survive in the crowd, exhausted and congested place. So today I'm gonna show you the very old building. I'm gonna show you very countryside places, and I'm gonna show you from countryside to the big town. So I'm gonna show you. Please watch till the end. So whatever I tell you today, and whatever I'm telling you today, it will be very important for you, because if you have any plans, if you have got any plans to travel to Tibet, then I I have many tips, so it will be easy for you to travel back to Tibet, because Tibet is basically not really like another places, or the lifestyles of the people living in the countryside and in the congested area of the town. It's really very different than you have never even imagined, and it's same everywhere in the world. So today I'm gonna give you some tips which can be very helpful for you when you are traveling to Tibet, because Tibet is really very different from any other countries in the world. So I have got like 4 tips for you to adjust in Tibet while you are traveling here. The first tips is you have to have very good health to travel in Tibet. Otherwise, the Tibet is situated in the highest altitude in the world. So when you come to Tibet, when you arrive here, you will have breathing problem. And when you have a breathing problem, you cannot move further, and your tour, your travel will be really so worse. And I'm sure you don't want it. And another thing is, people here don't usually speak English, so when you want to come to travel when you want to come to travel Tibet, you need to have a very good or very basic Chinese language skills of speaking, so you can communicate with the people around, and you will have a very good experience with talking to people here in Tibet. And another thing is, how often do you eat Chinese food around the world when you are traveling? I don't think so. You eat Chinese food. So when you come to Tibet, you need to have a very good guts to adjust with the Chinese food, so you can remain here as long as you want to stay here. And another thing is, you have to have very good sense and very good discipline in Tibet, because it's very different from other countries. You cannot talk about politics. You cannot talk about anything which is against to the Chinese government in China. So the best thing is, you can just travel. You can just see the things. You can see the beautiful things in the world in Tibet. So this is the best way, if you keep quiet and just see the beautiful things, talk to beautiful people, and this is how you can make your journey really good and memorable. And as long as you are staying in Tibet, it will be better if you bring a leather shoes, a thick shoes, or the big leather jacket or the thick jacket, because most of the time in Tibet it's cold. Even if it's summer, it's quite cold, and for the people who used to live in a very hot country, they can't just adjust to this weather. So it will be better if you bring thick jacket, if you bring thick shoes to wear, so you can protect yourself. So I swear and I guarantee you that as long as you stay in Tibet, you will never see people wearing sandals, you will never see people wearing slipper, you will never see people wearing vest and shirts and walking around. For the 20 for the 12th month in a year, you will see people wearing jacket, sweater, trouser and shoes, because it's been like, for me it's been like 1.5 years I have been living in Tibet, and I have never seen people wearing shorts and vests and wandering around. I have never seen that. That's why this is the best tips I can give to you. And another thing is, as long as you are traveling to Tibet, you will be away from social medias, social networks such as Facebook, Google, YouTube, email, Viber. You cannot use any of those things, and we are not allowed to use here. So it will be better if you create WeChat account and connect to your friends, connect to your family out there in your country. So it will be useful for you to get in contact, to get in touch with your family, because in China you cannot use Facebook, Google, Skype, Twitter, email, Viber. You cannot use anything which is associated with Google or which is associated with many other companies that belongs to Europe or America, I guess. So as long as you are traveling in Tibet, it's better if you open WeChat, which is very very popular in Tibet and mainland China and Tibet Autonomous Region, because most of the people, 99% of the people are living here, are using WeChat to connect to their family, to connect to their colleagues, and to connect to their friends. So I suggest you, it will be better. Otherwise, you will be completely contactless from your family if you don't uh, uh, create WeChat account. And beside this, there are some SIM cards you can buy and talk to your family, but you need a passport and you need a permission of a traveling permit, so you can buy a SIM card. But it will be better if you create a WeChat account, because you can contact your friends, and after you go back to your country, you can talk to your friends you made while you were traveling in Tibet. So, I have told you some of the things which I have got experienced myself when I was working in Tibet. So, they are, the first thing is, you have to have a very good health body, and because as long as you are traveling to Tibet, for the first time who are traveling in Tibet, you will have a breathing problem because it is situated in the highest place on earth. So you will have a breathing problem. So you need to carry your oxygen all the time when you are walking around, wandering around with your guide. And another thing is, you need to have a very good, a very basic Chinese speaking skills, so you can communicate with the people here living here, because only very very few people speaks English here. And another thing is, you need to adjust with Chinese foods and Tibetan foods, because you can't just find your continental foods very easily. So another thing is, you can open your WeChat to connect your friends, family, colleagues, you know, because in China nobody can use Facebook, Google, YouTube, Twitter, email, Viber. You cannot use any of these things, and you cannot use any social networks which is associated with the Google. So if you want to connect your friends, if you want to connect your family while you are traveling Tibet, it's better if you create WeChat account. So if you create WeChat account, you can use them just with the Wi-Fi. You don't need any VPNs. You don't need to have any. You don't need to have any trouble. So it's better if you do that. And another thing is, people don't talk here about politics, and people don't talk here about anything which is against the Chinese government rules. So it's better if you only travel, make memory, meet people, take a picture with them. You know, you can do that, and you can be a very disciplined traveling foreigner. So the Chinese government can rate your discipline. And another thing is, try to make a memory as much as you can. There are so many things which you can see in Tibet, such as Potala Palace, Kailas Mountain, Amtrok Lake. There are many things which is considered as the religious and historical places in Tibet. So if you go to countryside in Tibet, you can see a very basic lifestyles of Tibetan people. And basically the town, the cities are always the advanced with technology. So as the Tibet also, Lhasa is the capital city of Tibet Autonomous Region. So if you have got permission, if you have got a visa, if you have got traveling permit, entry permit, then you can travel, you can visit Tibet freely without any problem. But don't try to create a problem for yourself and for the government of China and Tibet, because it will ruin your tour, and of course you can waste the time of the government people. So China, mainland China, Tibet Autonomous Region, they are very good place to visit, and you can talk to people. They are friendly, they are helpful, and you can make a lots of memory. And I have told you many things regarding on the rules and regulation, regarding on the tradition culture of their one, So I wish you will have a very good memory while you are traveling to Tibet. And if you have got driving license, then you can drive yourself in Tibet. But you must have a guide, a Chinese guide or English guide, whichever guide you prefer. You must have them by your side while traveling. So Tibet Autonomous Region is, it's slowly picking its, track. It's really getting more developed, tall buildings, very good roads that you have seen it. And most of the place, I think it's almost entire roads are very good roads around Tibet Autonomous Region, so it won't have any problem for you to drive yourself if you have got driving license. And you can see the tall buildings here. Look at this. Tibet Autonomous Region is really doing financially much better and better every day. If you look back to the Tibet around 50 years ago, it was nothing, but now Tibet is really doing much better, and it has got lots of very good roads, tall buildings. People have got education, health. Now people are more aware, they're cautious. So it's quite similar like many other developed countries now. So I hope you will make a very good memory. I hope you will make a very good, very countable memory while you are traveling to Tibet. And whatever I'm telling to you right now, it's just my experience, because I'm working in Tibet for like 1.5 years here. So for me, Tibet have got like a family part of, family parts, like. So there are lots of mountains, lots of lakes, rivers, tradition, culture, a different language, different foods, different weather. Everything you see in Tibet